Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. Welcome back to my free-to-play series. If you haven't seen these videos before, this is a series where I'm playing through DDO on a fresh free-to-play account using only what I find, not doing anything with no trades with players, no auction house, no DDO store, nothing like that. So in this episode, we're gonna go to we're gonna run the only level 14 free-to-play quest in the game, which is Tower of Frost here in the marketplace. I'm here in the west near the near the bank. A couple things to go over with the character before I get started. So I went ahead and went to House D. I realized I didn't have one already, so I went ahead and bought a quiver. This is one of the ones you can get with the best one I could get right now, which is with House Deneth Favor. Why have a quiver? Just so that when I pick up arrows from chests, they don't clog up my inventory, so they go into a quiver instead. So this one can hold some up to like a little bit of bolts and arrows, so that's helpful for just inventory. So I got one of those. Also, as I was unlocking level 15s, I picked up a few things. So I got this Ring of Flickering Steel from the quest Lost at Sea, which I'll be running in a future episode. But pretty good. It was an upgrade for my HP, and it gives me some nice resistance to electric, which we have some of that damage in this quest coming up. And we have we got some quality magical sheltering, a little bit of MRR as well. The legendary version of this is actually a really nice raiding item because there's a lot of in-game raids. There's quite a few raids where having some electric absorb is very important, but that's not this version. That's the legendary version of this item, the legendary Ring of Flickering Steel. I also picked up, let's see, a slight upgrade to my belt. So I got a double strike 7% belt. I had a 6% before. Two other things I picked up when I was running a Tower of Frost. On hard, I managed to pull this utilitarian necklace. So it would be a slight upgrade to sheltering, and it would get con on a different slot, con 7, which is currently on my armor. It also give me a little bit extra fortification and a little bit extra PRR, so that would be nice, and a green slot. So I cannot equip this right now because my Nightford Gorget that I've been wearing since level 9 is in my necklace slot, and that is giving my fortification 100%. So until I find an armor with 100% fort on it, I can't swap. But armors with it doesn't even need to be 100% fort. It can be more like 80 because I'm going to have quality fort on this. And I really only care about having 100% fortification, but I can have quality fort on this necklace. But I can't wear the necklace until then. Shouldn't be too hard to find. I've had some, but I sold them. And I tried to buy them back, but I couldn't. So hopefully I'll be wearing this necklace pretty soon. The other thing I picked up is I believe I got it from a daily silver roll. Was this +1 Tome of Skill. Perform +1. Doesn't matter for us. We're not a bard. Perform really only matters for bards. But, I may as well use it. So I figured I'd show it to you guys. But tomes, there's skill tomes. There's action point tomes. There's stat tomes. There's a lot of different types of tomes in the game. But tomes all do the same thing in that they give your character a permanent increase to their stats. So it's permanent. It doesn't just exist for this life. Even if you reincarnate, it'll persist through reincarnation. So it's literally permanent increase to a skill or a stat depending on the type of tome. So I'm going to go ahead and eat that. So I'll show you guys my perform skill going up. So perform, well, you'll see in a second. Actually, I think since... so my performance now showing 7. So even if you hover over the stat, it'll show you, see where it says tome inherent, it'll show that I have a +1 tome. So yeah, so that's cool. That is a slight upgrade. I also took level 16, by the way. But yeah, that's all for the character intros. So let's go ahead and step into this quest. Okay, we'll do elite. This is a little bit more challenging of a quest, by the way. Especially when we get to the higher floors, there's some mobs that have quite a bit of DR, which unfortunately I don't have a way to bypass. So our damage is going to be pretty bad when we get to the top floors. So hopefully we'll be okay. And there's also some mobs that do some nasty damage in here. So the first few floors aren't too bad, but... the higher floors are going to be a little challenging. This quest is can be a bit confusing. So the quest basically works in that you need to slowly get your way to the top of the tower, right? The Tower of Frost. but there are certain items you have to pick up along the way, and it will still let you ascend in floors even if you don't pick up those items. So it can be confusing if you don't know what you're looking for. So I'll show you where all the items are that you need. Okay, getting a little bit of server lag. Okay, all right, here we go. We got to talk to this guy for this encounter to activate. Also, the mobs in this quest compared to other quests we've run so far, they have pretty beefy HP. So, it's just something we're going to have to deal with. So what we're looking to do is obtain the Eye of Rizia, which is on the first floor. I should have, well, I didn't show it to you, but it's on the first floor. You'll see it later, but we have to get to the top floor. And there's some runes we have to deactivate in order to get access to the Eye of Rizia. There was a few years here in DDO where they had storylines that revolved around the different planar eyes. So it was an ongoing storyline for quite a while. Also, a lot of mobs in this quest, they won't activate till you run up to them, so I'm going to try to not kill unnecessary mobs. There's quite a few mobs in this quest that you don't actually need to kill. Okay. Alright, so we need to proceed up these stairs next, but you can see there's ice over it, so it's frozen. The way we melt that ice is we got to go in this room and kill the enemies in here, which are ice methods, and some orcs as well.
The soft flapping of wings hints at how Theobald keeps it so cold.
Really having some cold resist would be good. Good idea. So here's the first of the runes we have to deactivate. It's right here, but have to melt that ice by killing all the mobs. So there's another, here we go. It's another method. Sitting around. And there should be one more. Where is it at? Oh, it's up here.
There
we go. Now we can kill the orcs.
It's still chilly, but some of the ice cracks in the shadow.
Salted Might. That animation is very satisfying when you hit it with multiple mobs. Same with Stunning Blow. When you get multiple mobs at once, it's very satisfying. Okay, so we killed the orcs. We can now deactivate this rune.
Magic wards protecting the Eye of Rizia.
Or deactivate, well, it's magical ward, technically. I should say the right thing. So now these stairs are no longer frozen. The ice is broken. We can proceed to the next level. Okay, so this level has the first item that we have to pick up, which is that, see that red claim ticket that's on the table right there? We have to pick that up. What we're going to do is use that ticket. We're going to use it, a trade with a magic mouth for a lamp to summon a genie. And we're going to summon that genie at an altar on a higher floor. By the way, I'm picking up Mysterious Remnant. I just passed 1,000 Mysterious Remnants, so in a future episode, I haven't figured out which one I want to claim, but Mysterious Remnants that we're picking up, those can be used in the Hall of Heroes, so here's the claim ticket we'll pick up. So, lamp claim ticket. So, Mysterious Remnants can be used in the Hall of Heroes. You can trade them in for augments, which is going to be the best use for us. I just haven't figured out which augments I want to use. Alright, so we got to get up there. I haven't figured out which augment I want yet, or what piece of gear I want to put it in. Forgot to pull this lever.
Metal grinds against
Okay,
metal.
so we should be able to, I think we can, yeah, we can proceed up now. There's some mobs in these other runes, but we don't have to we're just gonna run past them. We don't need to kill every single mob on this floor. Okay, but yeah, in a future episode, I will buy an augment and show you guys how to buy augments and Hall of Heroes. From a plan, at least. Hopefully, I don't forget into it when I'm not recording. Okay, so this magic mouth right here, this one is really easy to miss. You have to talk to this magic mouth. If you don't, it will let you proceed upstairs without doing it, so you can get confused, but you and get lost here if you don't know to do this. But you have to talk to this magic mouth. You trade your ticket, that red ticket we picked up, for this shiny lamp. That shiny lamp we're gonna use to summon a genie later. So a bunch of mobs here have to kill. I'm gonna try not to. There's a lot of oozes over there. They're actually not oozes. They're actually just piles of gold that are animated. But I'm gonna do my best to not aggro them, and hopefully I'm actually gonna park my Harling over here. I don't want her to shoot a spell at those enemies and aggro them. There's just no reason to kill them. It's just not required to complete the quest. Okay, so we gotta go over here. There's a lever. We gotta pull here. Some animated objects. Gotta kill first. But those gold piles, they use the ooze skin, but they're actually not oozes, so they don't break your weapons. Okay, so we pulled that lever. Now we can proceed upstairs. Everything going very smooth so far. Okay, so this section, there's a couple things we can do here. There is a squirrel named Nibbles that is usually, I believe his spawn location is randomized, but he's usually in the middle somewhere. If you pick him up, you can do the optional, which I think I'll do. The exit for this floor to the next floor is on the bottom right, so right here. So we want to make our way that way. There's also a rune we have to, a reward, I keep saying rune. A rune we have to deactivate here, which is over in the east central. Yeah, you gotta watch. There is a lot of mobs in this quest. You gotta be careful. Be a little bit more careful about not aggroing too many of them at any one time. Also, it's nice to use the wall to your advantage. Like I was trying to fight those first few mobs by the wall so that the other ones can't shoot arrows at me. Alright. There's the exit. There we go. There's Nibbles. Good. I'm glad he was in a convenient place. So we'll pick him up. Whoops. Well, there we go. So it says 57 XP, but we use him later at the altar to get more to get that an optional encounter for more stuff. I believe it's XP and an extra chest. You don't have to do it, but you can. There's actually there's a demon vial later that we can do another optional with if we want to. I don't know if I'll do that one though. So here's the ward we need to deactivate. This is another floor where there's a lot more mobs. So if I wander around this whole thing, there's more mobs to kill. There's just no reason to, it's kind of a waste of time to kill all those mobs. So we're going to avoid that and just proceed to the next floor. Okay, so this is the Illusionarium. there's a puzzle here. It's kind of a puzzle. I'll explain it to you. As soon as I get this fight done, I'll explain it to you. And this is a puzzle where I think the developers had a great idea, but the execution wasn't quite there in what they were trying to do. But I'll explain this to you. And this is one where I'm going to recommend you just use the wiki to look up the solution. So I will link in the description the DDO wiki page for this this puzzle, and you can just go and look at the solution. There's a picture there. But all right, this is basically how this works. Let me explain this to you, this room. So you have 3 platforms and you have 3 sets of levers. This set of levers, so this set of levers right here, which you can see on the ground, is 1. So that's set 1. That controls what illusion appears on this first platform, and there's the same for this one. So there's a set of levers for platform number 2 and a set of levers for platform number 3. And what you want to do in this room, and the game doesn't really explain this to you. I wish it explained it a little bit better. There should be some notes or some instructions in here, but basically you have 3 lines here, and there's 3 different stories that you try to act out on these platforms. So the one we're going to do is number 3, which is the hungry child went out looking for food and found more than he bargained for. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to pull up real quick the solution here in the wiki, but what we're going to do is we have to pull the levers that tell that story. So again, the story is right here. The hungry child went out looking for food and found more than he bargained for. So we're going to try, what you're supposed to do is read that story and try to portray it with illusion. So we want to portray something that shows a hungry child going out for food but finding more than they bargained for. So let me pull the solution here and it'll kind of explain it better. But the solution for this one is this lever. Now I use 3 because I think 3 is the simplest to remember. And you're going to pull this lever for 2. And this is the same every time. This is not randomized, so you can just do exactly what I'm doing to get through this room if you want to. So you pull those 2, or you can look at the wiki again. There's a nice graph with the solution. I'll link below. You can do story 1, story 2, story 3. It doesn't matter. But okay, now each of these levers will affect what illusion you have on each of these platforms, and you're telling the story in these three steps, right? So the story again, the hungry child went out looking for food and found more than they bargained for. So the hungry child is shown by a bear cub, right? So this platform shows the hungry child kind of going out looking for food. So you see a bear cub running, then you see a bear cub searching around, right? He's looking for food. And then you see a bear cub, this child, finding more than they bargained for because the child or the bear cub found a beehive and got stung looking for honey, right? So that's the story. That's the idea, right? You read the story from the Magic Mouth and you try to portray it with these levers, and these levers will show different illusions. And then once you have the proper illusions shown that are telling the story, you just talk to the Magic Mouth like we'll do here, and he'll let you through, and that's it. But I think the problem with this though is it's too ambiguous from the illusions. And there's no instructions in game that explain what you're trying to do. So most people just run into this room, have no idea what's going on or what they're supposed to do, and just look up the solution. So I really wish, like, I love the idea from the developers here, but I just think they didn't give you proper instructions. And I think there's not enough information in the stories to know what illusion you're supposed to be going after here. But anyways, that's my slight explanation of that room. But yeah, just look at the solution in the wiki. If you really want to not do that, okay, you can. But it's mostly going to be trial and error rather than looking at the illusions, at least from my experience. I know when I first did this quest, I tried to do it without looking at the wiki, and I just got frustrated, and I just looked up the solution because I couldn't understand what I was supposed to do in that room. Because it doesn't explain it to you. It would make it a lot better if the developers put a note in that room explaining, like, just giving you some context as to what you're supposed to do. Not tell you the solution, but just give you some clues as to what you're trying to accomplish in that room, because I just think it's just too ambiguous. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and shrine. So starting with the next room, this next floor is pretty challenging. We're gonna, especially there's some mobs up here that do some nasty damage. Actually, wait, not this floor. The floor after the next floor. Although this next floor is a bit of a problem as well. So this next floor is the altar. And there's mobs up here with some high DR. And unfortunately, the DR for these mobs is a mix of cold iron and good. I don't have a good or a cold iron weapon. So my damage is going to be really bad here for that reason. I'm not going to be able to bypass their DR.
At the center of this large
So this is going to be a little bit painful. So these dretches right here, I'm not going to be able to bypass their DR. So you're going to see the zeros. I'm not getting any base damage. I am getting crits and I'm getting like my imbue damage. But yeah, it's pretty, it's not going to be pretty. You really want cold iron weapon and a good weapon for this quest. Okay, so here's the ward. This ward is temporarily, we can't get through it. It's blocked, but we have to go to the summoning circle. Well, let me kill these wretches first. We have to go to the summoning circle and summon a genie to get to dispel that air there that's blocking that ward. So we'll do that in just a second. Alright, so summoning circle, we're going to place our lamp. Well, one more to kill here. Alright, place the lamp. So the genie appears, and he's going to go dispel this. Gotta talk to him. Okay, so he's going to dispel the whirlwind. So that will fulfill, once he dispels it, we can fulfill another disabling of a ward, so we have one more left. So the rest of this is optional. So Nibbles, the squirrel we found, this is optional, but we'll go ahead and do this. But what it'll do is, if you want to do it, it just spawns another encounter. Which I don't know if it was a good idea, considering how I can't bypass the DR of a lot of this stuff. Like this Dryad. Can't bypass the DR. Not doing good damage at all. Though we'll kill it just fine, it's just going to be slow. Alright, so we got, what, 1100 XP and a chest. Okay, Vitality, MRR. Okay, I was hoping that would have Fort on it. It would have been worth it for sure if we had Fort. So there's, Incant Magic Phrase doesn't do anything, but we'll get a Demon's Vial. We can come back here. Do I want to do the optional? I think I'll complete the quest and then I'll go do the optional last if it's... Yeah, we'll just do that. Maybe I'll do the optional last or something. Okay, so Illusionarium, that's where we just were. Getting a little bit of server lag here. Actually, I don't think I need to go this way. I just summoned a bunch of dretches. Didn't have to kill. I don't think I had to. Alright, so we gotta go. There is... That's backwards. Oh, here we go. Alright, so library level. Well. Okay, so here I want shield. And I think I'm good on, let's go ahead and do, I don't think I really need, like, you know, like, I'll go ahead and do cold, but I don't think I need it. Alright, so this is, we gotta be careful here. The mobs up here are pretty rough. So I'm gonna try to take it slowly. These lightning chains do a lot of damage. Fortunately, my Ring of Flickering Steel that I showed you all before the quest started, it's going to come in handy right here. But I'm going to try to take this room slow. You don't want to run and spawn like 6 of these things. So there's one behind me, especially the champion ones. I really need to... see, look how quickly he killed my hireling. They're really nasty. Luckily, I do have Raised Dead Scrolls. Go ahead, actually, while I'm at it, use no reason to not buff myself with Heroism. Yeah, you definitely want shield. They do throw magic missile. Just make sure you got shield. Or night shield. If you got electric absorb like I do, very helpful. See, there's a magic missile right there. Gotta have shield for this part. Gotta have shield. So get a shield wand. Okay, Vial Demon's Blood. This is another optional at the altar.
You found a vial of demon blood.
Should I show you guys now? Maybe I'll show. Let me go ahead and. You know what? I'll go ahead and show it to you guys now. Let's just. Yeah, let's just go. I'll just go show it to you guys now. We'll do the optional now. I don't know if it's worth doing really, but we'll do it anyway. Just for the video. Why not? So Demon's Blood, we can now use that. And we got a Demon Baristo. So yeah, maybe this wasn't smart considering I don't exactly have best DPS at the moment against these things because, again, like Cold Iron, good. Doubles are usually good or silver. I can't remember if these guys are Cold Iron or good. Not sure. I think the dredges are good, but I'm not sure. You'd have to check the wiki. And this guy, I am not 100% sure either. But it's either good or cold iron, I'm pretty sure. In any case, I don't have access to any DR breaks at the moment. I might have some old weapons if I save them, but I didn't even think to look in the bank for that. We'll just have to power through with our imbues and crits. It's fine, we'll kill him. It's just going to take a little bit longer. So 1400 XP in a chest if you want to do it. Is it worth it? I don't know. Probably not. Because I don't believe... Usually those optional chests, you can't get any named loot. How are we doing on bus? We're doing okay. Alright. Not too much left in this dungeon. We do have probably the most challenging floor, this and the next one. Next one, there's sort of a lever maze and a teleportation maze. It's actually, I'm actually not sure what's here. I don't think... Oh, yeah, we got just a locked chest, so we won't bother. So the first of these piles of coins... I have knock, but I seriously don't think my knock scrolls are going to work on that, so I'm not going to bother. Yeah, these things. Fortunately, it doesn't appear any of them are champions. Yeah, these aren't nearly as threatening as those previous enemies with the lightning. Okay, so here's another. That was the last ward we had to disable. So now the Eye of Rizia has been the ward protecting is disabled. So now we're not going to do that yet, but we can go down and as soon as we power the elevator, we can go back down to the first floor, which is where the Eye of Rizia is. But we're going to go through here first and power the elevator. So this one, you have these pads. So you have these pads here, right here, that will teleport you. So I'll show you.
A teleporter hums with magical
and you have to basically teleport around this room and find the right levers to progress. Yeah, when you see wolves, always go for them first, because they can trip you, and then higher damaging mobs can mess you up. Because even with a really good balance score, like, you're still going to spend quite a lot of time on your back when you get tripped. If you have really good saves, you can hopefully save against the trip, but no such luck here. Let's go ahead and save our hireling here. Okay. So this is unlocked. This is where we were. Go over here. I might run around here a little bit, trying to remember where to go, but I think right now I'm headed in the right direction. But it is a bit of a maze, so if you get turned around, it's not a big deal. You'll find your way eventually. The mobs on this floor are not nearly as challenging as the previous one, so you should be fine. Though there is a champ I need to get rid of here. Actually, this is a champ as well. Yeah, this quest is quite a step up, though, as you can tell. Ooh, okay, let's not die here. That'd be nice. But yeah, this quest is definitely quite a step up, you know, as you can tell, in terms of difficulty. Okay. Oh, the hireling won't heal me because she's out of, I was wondering why she's out of HP. She can go ahead and Divine Vitality me, I guess. I can heal myself a little bit. I have 4 lay on hands, but I'd rather save those. Okay. But I do need to be more careful now that, we do have a shrine here. Actually, yeah, let's just use the shrine. Get our hirelings SP refreshed. Really didn't have to sit there, and I guess I wasted time just spamming Divine Vitality on myself. Okay. All right. Let's see. It also helps a lot if you spam the Q key. Like in a lot of other content, you can find your way better. Let's see, this way. We were here before. Let me see. Library level, we don't want to go that way. I think it might be this. Nope, we were here before. Let's try this. Yeah, this is right. It's one of the few quests I've run where I've actually used, you know, multiple shrines in a quest. probably use one more as well. I think there's one more shrine. Alright, so we pulled the red crystal. Alright, so here's the, on the left here. Go ahead and, I'm gonna, well. On the left there's a tile puzzle we have to do, which is gonna be what powers, what powers the elevator. So we're getting close to the end here. Okay, there is another lever over here, but let's do this first. Okay, so okay, that wolf saw me. I need to take him out before I go over here. Let's go ahead and hopefully. I actually wouldn't mind it if my hireling ran over the traps there, because I can always just raise my hireling, it's fine. Okay, so we gotta do this puzzle. With these puzzles, it's usually better, in my experience, to work from the back and go forward. So this one, we have the red tile. We have to avoid activating the red tile. It'll damage us, but let's see, we should be fine now. All right, so now the elevator is powered. I believe we do have one more. Let me go back here. I believe we have one more lever to pull. Yeah, we got to pull this one lever. Let's pull this.
Multiple doors clang open nearby.
Oops. Okay. All right. So now we can go back down. We can actually use the elevator now and go to the ground floor, level 1, which is where you want to go to get the Eye of Rizia.
This elevator is clearly the work of House Cannith.
And I should have shown you when I started this quest, but it does show you, like, this is the stairs we started. This is where we started. We talked to the Magic Mouth. The Rizia Eye is up here, or the Eye of Rizia. So we have to get this. So we got the Eye of Rizia. So now,
clearly related to the plane of ice, its exact abilities are currently unknown.
So now we have that. We have to. We can go back up to the top floor and finish up the quest. So next, I believe we go, let's see. Yeah, we go, is it over here? Yeah, so here, this is to the Wizard's Inner Sanctum, this door here, after you get the eye. And we're gonna go ahead and, should I go ahead and shrine? Well, we already used that shrine. I think we'll have to just go on with what we got here. Go ahead and, so we are fighting a frost giant, I believe, so we want cold resist. Go ahead and get heroism myself, because why not?
You've reached the top floor of Theobald's Tower.
So lots of cold damage. Just lots of mobs generally. Okay, so we don't actually, we have to click on this portal, and this will bring us to the end fight with giants. Let's go ahead and take out any lingering mobs before we do. Okay, here we go. Here's the end fight. Go ahead and do this as well.
You throw the eye into the portal, and the troublesome gateway to Rizia instantly winks out of existence. There's a crash of some visitors from the plane of ice are not pleased.
Let's champ down first. Take the mobs, take the trash down so it doesn't beat on me while I beat on the boss. was attacking my hireling stand there. Okay. Really would rather not run into that blade barrier, but I don't think I have a choice. It doesn't do too much damage. It's fine. This guy, you know, is pretty beefy, but he's not too bad. Not nearly as beefy as Sinvala in last episode. He's got 13.4k HP. So the objective is defeat the frost giants, but you do have to defeat every single mob as well, not just the giants, to complete this quest. So here's this wolf. You want to kill him. That wolf is confused. Anyways, pretty good XP, really good XP actually. So 17k, but that is with only half of our bravery bonus, or half of my delving bonus, and I already completed this today as well on hard. So I'm only getting half of that bonus, plus I'm not getting the daily bonus because I already ran this today. So yeah, but pretty good XP though. I mean, comparatively what we can run. So okay, so let's see if we get any loot. No loot, no named loot, unfortunately. But I'm pretty lucky though that I got the necklace from my previous run, and I just aggroed some stuff I didn't need to aggro. Let's see if we can. Quest is done, so let's see if we can leave before having to fight that elemental. And then we'll see if we get anything good off the in reward list. Hopefully a good armor we can use. See what we get here. Anything? Armor. PRR. Dampening. So, okay. So nothing we can use. Could potentially use this one for death block, because I do have death block on my bracers, and that's it. That's all it's doing for me. So if I found a fort bracers, 100% fort bracers, which I don't even know if that effect exists on there, I could potentially use this, but I'm not gonna bother with that. It's not really worth. I need a fort item really for my armor slot, so we'll just take whatever. Usually when I just want to take something to sell, I usually take like a shield or something that I know I'm never gonna use, so that it's not something I see in my inventory and think I need to for some reason keep. I can just sell it without having to think about it. But anyways, guys, that is the only level 14 quest, and that's all for this episode. So hope you all enjoyed. We'll be moving on to level 15 quests next time. So yeah, hope you're still enjoying the series, and I'll see you all around. You have a good one. Take care.